Okay, Tony and others, don't feel sorry for me. I'd rather do this than watch something on Netflix. So I drew a rectangle here, roofed it over, made the roofs full gable on each end. Now I'm going to go to the build. This is just, Tony, this is just for guys who don't know how to do trusses. It's a kind of a more advanced skill. I'm going to go to framing, build, framing, and then roof truss. Now that's the active tool. I'm in that tool mode. I'm going to left click and drag, and there is a truss. And such objects have a dialog box. We're going to go over that a little bit. I'm not going to cover everything. But let's go to this camera view that I have open, and you'll notice that there's no truss. And that's just because new people don't realize that this display options up here, the one for plan view is not the same one when you're in camera views. They're two different dialogues. They look exactly the same, but they're not the same. So in plan view, I'll just demonstrate that. We'll go over here to display options in plan view, and you can see that framing roof trusses is on in plan view. Well, hit Control Tab, go back to this camera view, and we'll open the same, apparently the same display options. It's not the same. It's a different one. This is for camera views. They ought to label this so that it says camera view layer display options or something, but they don't in their infinite wisdom. Okay, so here it is here, framing roof trusses. You can see that the red plus signs indicate that there's something on, potentially on the layer or on the layer. So we'll turn that on. There's a truss. I'm going to turn off attic walls in this camera view set. Hit the W key, the walls, attic. I don't want to have walls, attic in the way. Now, when you click on this truss in a camera view, you can still get the truss specification dialog. Now, in Chief, I can unlock the truss envelope, but in Chief, I can actually then edit each of the members and add members and so forth, and then relock the truss envelope. You can't do that in Pro. I've already been putzing around with this and figured out that that functionality is not there. So what can you do? Well, let's look at a few things. Let's make this an in truss and just click OK. Okay, they've improved it since the last time I messed with this. Used to be that whenever you made a change, you'd have to make a check and then force truss rebuild. Let's just check that out. And they've made this software smarter. Okay, it's smarter than it used to be. So this is what you can do. You can change these figures here. We'll change that to 90 inches. Click OK. And it alters the truss. But it's all through the dialog box. There's no manual editing of trusses. I'm sorry. But that's what I found out. You can change these maximum span figures. See, 54 inches. And it just does what it does based on its programming. It's pre-programmed. And your only control of it is through this dialog. You can change the line style. This line style thing is just in, well, it's in plan view and camera view. That's true. The fill, materials, it's got the default material on it. But really, these settings are all you can do. We can change those chords to 2x6s, and I can, of course, it has a king post. Let me change this around. Okay, see now everything's 2x6s. Now I'm going to take this and open it up and tell it to have a king post, and it puts a king post in. So it's all controlled by a pre-programmed script that is written into this kind of object. In Pro, I'm sorry, that this is it. There's a lot more to the Truss tool, and I'm not going to go into it. I just wanted to do a quick run through and see if there's any chance of doing precisely what you wanted. And I think what you wanted was to be able to manually edit the truss and add members and subtract them and turn things. And in Chief Premiere, for another, couple of $1,000, you can do that. In Pro, it's not possible. So that's my run through, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Change this back. Never seen a truss that thick, but I mean, exposed trusses you want to make, emulate beams and so forth. I've used that before. It's beyond the pale of this particular tutorial. Let me see if I can just put a D in there and get that default value back. Okay. I think it was like 65 inches, if I recall. Yeah, something like that. So that's what can be done. I suppose you could model something in SketchUp and then bring it in, and I just don't know if that's worth all of that trouble. You have to decide that for yourself. I guess one more thing I should add about trusses. Yeah, this won't take but a moment. I'm going to take these roof planes here and shift select them and use transform replicate and move these roof planes straight up 24 inches, 18 inches. This is totally unrehearsed. And you can see now that the truss is still where the truss was. Now I'm going to open it up and force rebuild. Okay, and then it rebuilt. Let's see. What I had in mind was energy heel. There we go. That's where the truss forms. The soffit hangs on the bottom of the truss. Well, my geometry is not correct, so I think I need to drop. Let me measure it here. Measure from right there to right there. In the taskbar it says 10 inches. So I'm going to shift select these roof planes again and drop them 10 inches, minus 10 in the z-axis. Go back to the camera view. Click on the truss polyline. That's the polyline that defines that truss. Force rebuild and energy heel and see if I can't. Well, still not working. It's closer though. If that was to extend out, it looks like I'm another inch or two off. See, the software is not all that smart. It's very intelligently made, but it's not smart. You have to think about what you want to have happen, and then you make it happen. The software will comply, provided you've done your work. Let's see if we can get this. No, I guess I'm still off a little bit. I want this to, oh, okay. See, here's a polyline. You can, I think I can probably grab that and just reshape it, see what that does. That's towards what I wanted to do. See, I'm going to get rid of that. Of course, that raised it off the plate. I've never done this before, at least not in Pro. But that's closer to what I wanted. That's where the soffit would then attach here and so on. Last time I messed with this, it would just do it automatically, but I hadn't been messing with the roofs. We'll click on the polyline, grab a corner of it, straighten it out. Yeah, that's more like what I was talking about, an energy heel type of situation. So there's some things you can do easily, and there's some things that are just not possible. Like I said in Chief, I could just click on this, unlock this window, and then click on the individual members and copy them and rotate them. But, you know, it costs you a couple of $1,000 more if you want that kind of ability. And I'm not being snotty or anything. That's just the facts. Well, thank you for watching. I hope this helps a little bit. At least you can quit chasing wild geese and do something, put your attention on something else. Home Designer Pro is a terrific piece of software, but it just does what it does for what you pay. Thank you.